Podcast Playground. Hooray!
This is the Deron Harris Podcast. Here's your host, Deron Harris.
Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Deron Harris, and this is the Deron Harris Program. Thank you very much for joining me this week. I am also joined by my beautiful bride, Ivonne. What's going on, babe? How you feeling?
I'm good.
Today, we are talking about something that has hit us very, very close to home. It is a very tragic story, and there was another story that was like this in the news several years ago out of West Virginia. And the reason why this is so important to us, because like I said, it hit us very close to home. It actually happened in the county that we are currently living in. So what I'm talking about is there was a family that moved here from Arizona with some foster children. And those foster children ended up being abused. They were abused. I think there were 9 children, and 4 of them were in foster care, but there was a 5th one that was in foster care, but 4 of them were in foster care, and they were being abused while in foster care. So that's what I'm talking about today. But first, I'm going to do a quick, fast mental health check, because this right here, this reached out and touched my mental health, man, because it's a very sad story, and I just want to let everybody know that you don't have to sit and suffer in silence. There are people out here that are here to help you. They are 100% qualified. I'm not doing anything. I mean, I'm not getting paid by BetterHelp, but there's things like BetterHelp.com you can log on to get yourself some help. Please talk to somebody. Don't let it get to the point where the world is choking you out and you want to go choke yourself out. So I strongly encourage anybody to seek out therapy. There's nothing wrong with saying that you need help. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Take it from me. I suffer from depression and anxiety, and I thought I was the man, and it turns out that I wasn't. But I finally went and got some help with with the help of my wife and my mother, and I'm on the mend. Now, if you are in a position where you don't have anyone in your corner, like I said, there are you could DM me, man. You know what I'm saying? You could you could get in touch with my producer, and we'll figure out a way to get you some help. So I just wanted to go ahead and do that. I like to do that every week before I get started, because these days, especially what's going on in the world, mental health is very important. So now that I've done that, I'm going to take a quick fast break, and when I come back, man, we're going to talk about these people holding these kids hostage. This is the Deron Harris Program. I'll be right back.
The Podcast Playground. Hooray!
Now, back to the Deron Harris Podcast.
Hey folks, what's up? Welcome back to the program. Today I'm talking about some bullshit, really. It's some bullshit. And my wife actually stumbled across the story. When was it, babe?
Monday.
Like last Monday. Was it this Monday?
No, it was this Monday, remember? Because I was like, listen, this story has me pissed off.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, it's disturbing. There's a lot going on the story. It's disturbing. It's frustrating. It's sad. I mean, it's all kinds of emotions. So I'm glad you're checking in on people's mental health, because I was one of those this week. It really got to me. I mean, it makes me sad. The story is really sad.
It really is shitty.
And the more I read about it, and I had to stop. I mean, more details are coming out now about this story.
About what's going on.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, I didn't read that. But yeah, it's disturbing.
Yeah, well, I mean, just to kind of set it up for everybody, there was a family that moved here to Fort White, Florida, which is in Columbia County, which is the county that my wife and I live in currently. And there was a family, they moved here from Arizona. Now, they had some children. They had some of their biological children, and they had some children that were foster kids that they were adopting. That they had adopted.
Yeah, they had already adopted.
There was 4 of them but there was 4 of them but there was another one that was in Arizona with their actual their biological parents.
That's the 10th.
But that's crazy, the fact that these 4 kids in the custody of these people, and they did this in Arizona, and then they came to Florida
with these children,
with these kids.
So this has been going on forever. It's just, well, we don't know, but I'm
it
sure.
Takes a while.
To.
Well,
yeah,
it takes a while to adopt people,
right?
You know what I mean, and go through the process to get children.
But what bothered me the most is that they have 4 adopted, right? Possibly 5.
They have 5. I think they got 5.
Right. So,
but then they also had. Now hold on. They also had some of their own biological children.
Oh, yeah.
Were some younger biological children that they had.
So it's important to say these were all underage.
Well, except for the two other ones. The 2. By the way, it was two. It was 2. It was the parents, which was Brian and Jill Griffith, and then they had 2 of their older kids. I think their older kids, which was Dylan and Liberty Griffith. But then after that, they had some younger children of their own, and then they had the
foster children.
Right, the foster children.
Right. So, but the ones that are being charged or have been arrested are the 4 adults.
The 4 adults,
right.
So the ones that have been charged. But they said when they found these kids, that some of the kids, like the biological kids, that they were like chilling. You know, they was.
Oh yeah, they said that their biological kids were sitting down playing or watching TV while the other ones were doing chores. And this is when the investigators had arrived. That's what they were doing. They had the biological kids were chilling. Basically, they were just hanging out, and they had the foster children, cleaning the house or whatever. And then, but it's important to say how this all happened. This all happened because it was reported because one of the kids went to the church camp.
They went to a church camp.
Yeah, church camp, and he or she, and I don't know the gender, but they had a taser.
Oh, word! They had a working taser.
Right, and then that's what prompted the church to be like, "Hey, what are you doing with this taser?" I forgot the
name of the person, but it's something here in Florida, which the name of the person that is obligated to report.
Yeah, I forgot to.
I forgot the name of I'll figure it out, but they forgot to. They have to report anything that they see.
Right.
You know that's disturbing, and they had said that. Even though that, even other instances, that kid brought the taser to school, but that also that they were just worried about them in general. They were just
you can, according to them, you can tell there was something wrong with them. They were concerned about them, but that's the church. That was the church, and then it doesn't say whether these kids were going to school. It doesn't seem like they were, because if they were, I'm really disturbed, and that's what pissed me off the most is if these kids were going to school, whoever, I mean, even church, I'm glad the church said something. Right. I am. I'm glad somebody said something, because if they were going to school and people decided not to say anything about it, then shame on you. Shame on their organization or the agency that gave. They said the one boy was how old? 14 years old in the 14 in the fourth grade.
What kind of shit is that?
Yeah, I was about to say, what is that? Like in the 4th grade, and then one of the girls didn't. She doesn't know her. Well, a few of them, they don't know their birthday. They have no clue.
Oh yeah, they didn't know their birthday. By the way, folks. By the way, I'm leaving out one very important piece of this story, and so are a lot of other news outlets.
Right.
A lot of other mainstream news outlets are leaving out one very vital piece of information about this story. Mm-hmm. That the foster children, they were all black children, and the foster family was white.
Right.
And they have a history of adopting black children from DCF. Now, my problem is this. Like you said, it takes a while to adopt somebody.
Yes.
DCF is supposed to make visits
That's what I was thinking.
They're supposed to make visits to check on the welfare and the well-being of these kids.
Right.
These people have 5 kids. And if they were abusing these kids, and
that means no one's checked up on these kids.
either nobody checked up on these
or they
kids,
didn't give a fuck.
or they didn't give a fuck about these kids, and they just
exactly.
they just let it happen. And it wouldn't surprise me coming from Arizona. It just, you know what I'm saying?
And another thing about this is that this sounds to me like modern day what?
Slavery. That's
because
exactly what it is.
You have these white kids sitting on the couch watching TV and playing while the black kids are running around cleaning the house and being abused.
Yeah, well, they like I said, this happened in West Virginia, where there was a man and a man and a woman, a white man and a white woman. They had 3 black children that they had chained up.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, they had 3 black children they had chained. This was like 3 or 4 years ago, something like that. There was like 3 or 4 black children they had chained up, and this got me thinking. I mean, and especially after like this happened,
right?
How many other children and how many other situations and how many other instances are there like this that are not being reported?
And then how about these people that do know about it? How about they do a check-in and that person's like, oh, fuck it.
That's what I'm talking about.
And then just walk away, doesn't report it. It has to take somebody like the church. This woman is a lifesaver. Nobody's talking about the person that reported this. Right. She's a hero, in my opinion.
Like
because
whoever it was, I mean, they really like they stepped up and they did what they were supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? They were actually looking out for the welfare of these children.
Yeah, but it's unfortunate because it's early in the game, but not really. It's late as well because they're already traumatized.
Oh, they're super traumatized.
I mean, they've been traumatized. First of all, they're fostered. Let's start there.
They're foster kids, first of all.
Right.
So already the home life is fucked up off
broken.
the bat. They're broken kids off the bat.
Right.
And then to be introduced into this environment, and then, I mean, just,
how are they supposed to overcome this? It's going to take
years of therapy.
And I hate to say it. Are they really going to get the help they need? Who's going to give them the help they need?
Well, now, especially, I hate to make this a political thing, but especially now in the climate we have in little black kids, I mean, we're getting rid of fucking civil rights, and we're getting rid of fucking medical care, like for people that don't make a lot of money, and we're also getting rid of education. So these kids, they have slipped through the cracks, but they're going to fall even further through these cracks and be washed away, and it's going to be peachy keen okay with them, they.
Well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Them, they. But what happens now, the kids obviously have been pulled out the house, even their biological kids. So now there's a whole nother, now their biological kids are back there. If they're in the system.
Now they're in the system. And listen, their biological kids probably have never been in the system.
Exactly.
And now they're in this system.
But then these foster kids, I feel bad. Now they're back in the system. How do we know that this is not going to happen again? That they're not going to be given again to some white family, and then you can't.
I mean, that's the thing. You can't. But they are in a different state now. They're in a different state. They're in the
worst
care.
state.
Well,
I thought you meant like here, this state.
They are here in this state.
But
they were adopted in Arizona. Obviously, whoever oversaw their cases didn't give a fuck about these kids.
Well,
and honestly, they need to be, whoever it is needs to be investigated.
I was about to say that they should investigate that agency. I want to know more about that. Who was the agency? And then they need to investigate.
DCF. Not only it's an individual. It's an individual thing. It's individual.
I thought it was
people.
private.
No, that's right. They privately adopted
That's
these
why I want to know who the agency is, because is this agency doing this?
That is a wonderful question.
Often, like that was my thing when I first read it. Like, who are you?
Yeah, who is the agency?
Right.
That is a good question. Who is the agency that adopted that?
Because they must not send people out. Because if it's DCF, then they send out people, like you said. Right. They're supposed to send out people to check in.
Right, but this was a private adoption.
Right. So what happens there? You don't send nobody. You just sign the paper and goodbye. Good luck.
Well,
bye.
I guess. Well, that's the thing. So I mean, they were saying that one of these kids was in foster care. That's the one that's in Arizona with their current biological parent. So one of these kids was actually in foster care. So I don't know. I mean, if some of them were in foster care and others were actually adopted, I mean, I don't know. But either way, it is a person thing. It's a person. If it was DCF, whoever the caseworker was, let these kids down.
Shame on you.
Shame on you for letting these kids down.
Right.
And if it was a private adoption agency, shame on these motherfuckers for continuing to let these people adopt these children. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, what kind of background information did you get from these fucking people? I mean, not for nothing. As I look at they fucking picture, look at these motherfuckers.
Yes.
Look at these motherfuckers.
Well, the lady, the mother, she's getting charged the most because she did. I mean, the abuse. So let's talk about the abuse these kids went through. Sexual.
Sexual abuse off the bat. You know what I'm saying? It needs to be more than what they're charged with.
And they're not saying if the sexual abuse was just to the adopted kids.
They're not exactly. They're not saying if it
could
goes
have
beyond,
been
their
to
kids
their
also.
own kid.
I mean, because look at them. I mean, their eyes are kind of close together.
Yes.
I mean, I'm
not going to be. I'm not trying to be. I'm not trying to be funny and coming for them, but fuck them. And I don't care.
These people.
And they didn't care about these kids. And the son, he's smirking. Ain't shit funny.
I mean, the thing about it is you can tell people in the way that they're indoctrinated. You know what I'm saying? You can look, I mean, and he has, by the look on his face, he doesn't really have, from the mugshot, he doesn't really have any remorse. But dad and mom, they look like,
like they got caught.
Like
really,
that's
all it is.
Like the father, he looks like he's sorry, but he's sorry only because he got caught. The only reason you're sorry, you ain't sorry, motherfucker. And the mother looks like if she got out, she would do it again. And the daughter, she looks like, and I'm just talking about the mugshot.
Right.
The daughter, she looking like, why the fuck did I even listen to you, motherfuckers?
Well, the mother
place?
Looks like this
is what she does.
Exactly.
She
enjoys this.
She enjoys this. This was her upbringing.
Okay, ma'am.
This is what she came up. This is how she came up. The people that she was around. This is and not for nothing. Probably her husband too.
Well, it's my understanding
that they came up.
It's my understanding jail doesn't do really good when they find out that you're abusing kids.
Yeah, well, I mean, especially I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen with these kids, these people right here. They're gonna get protected in jail. If they go to jail, they'll get protected, and they'll get protected by the Aryan Nation. Because what did they do? They had some black kids out here fucking scrubbing the goddamn floor, man. I wish I could have seen that.
And living in cages.
Yeah. Well, what they did is they had them lay on the floor under the bottom bunk. They were on the floor under the bottom bunk, and then they would take a piece of plywood and screw them in so that they could not get out.
Right, and then press it on one of the boys.
Yeah, one of
the kids said that it was pressed, ended up getting splinters. Right?
Yeah.
Because and then on top of that,
they took what she did is she took plywood and she would put it on him and
press
it down on him
and spray him with vinegar.
Well, I think that's what that's what the punishment was for all of them is they got sprayed with vinegar. That's just what they could fucking remember. And also they were also told they not to lie about what the fuck was going on.
And that's my thing. If you have to start, and this is for anybody in general, anybody listening, when you start telling somebody, hey, don't tell somebody, that's already you doing something wrong. If you have to tell somebody, hey, don't tell somebody what's going on.
Yeah, you already in the wrong.
You already doing some shady shit. You a lying ass person.
Yeah,
I mean, I can't. I don't know. They had also medication, right? They were giving.
Oh yeah, they gave them medication that wasn't prescribed to them, which motherfuckers do that anyway. There's a lot of motherfuckers who take medicine that's not prescribed to them. But even still, these are young children.
They're underage.
Exactly, they're underage. They're young children. You don't know if they're allergic to. You don't and really. Not that you don't know. You don't care,
right?
If they're allergic or they have any kind of adverse reaction to that. You know what I mean? That's basically what it is.
The podcast playground. Hooray!
Now, back to the Deron Harris podcast.
Hey y'all, we back. We talking about child abuse and also, child slavery.
That's exactly what it is.
I guess.
I mean, it is. Nobody's going to say that. Okay, so when I first read the story, the news outlet that, and I don't know, I didn't pay attention where I read it, but the report was specific.
Right.
The white kids were biological. There were 5 biological kids, white, and then 4 fostered, adopted kids.
Right.
Black kids,
Right.
African American, and I was like, and that really pissed me off because immediately I was like, but wait a minute.
That's what really kind of,
I
remember that. That's
because I was like, and then I knew about them sitting at home, chilling, and I was like, so then you have these kids running around doing the work,
right,
and you're just treating them like slaves.
Yeah,
that's really what it is.
That's really what you're doing.
And that had me pissed off. But then you read the story.
I read the story. I read the story, and not only did I read the story, I wanted to get some more information to see if I could find some more information about it. So I read actually like 5 or 6 different articles, like 6 or 7 different articles from different news outlets that are covering this story. And the one thing I noticed is that all but 2, I think it was 7 outlets that I kind of, went through and, dug through the story to see if I could find some more information about it. All of the outlets, except for 2, omitted the fact that these were black children.
Yeah, because I remember you saying, hey, where'd you read that they were black kids?
Yeah.
And I was like, I read that. But then now I went and looked at the one article and I was like, doesn't say it.
Yeah.
Like, why are you going to take
there's
that?
Several.
Why don't you feel the need to say who these kids were?
Right. Why are you trying to hide the identity, not just the identity, the racial identity of these children and the wrong that they were put through? Why can't you articulate that?
Mm-hmm. I noticed that so we did a little bit of digging, and the articles that the outlets that did mention the identity of the children, the writer, one of the writers, News 4 Jax.
Yeah, News 4 in Jacksonville.
Yes, so the writer, he's black.
Yeah, that's
the author.
The author of the article that of one of the articles. One of the articles, the first article that I found myself where they actually mentioned the race of the children. It was from a News 4 Jacksonville, which I believe is like a ABC or CBS. I'm not sure.
I don't know who they are.
It's News 4 Jackson. It's Jacksonville,
right.
Florida.
That's all I know.
It's a major news outlet out of Jacksonville, Florida.
And then there was another video that we saw on
there was
YouTube?
First Coast, First Coast News. First Coast News. I watched that article. I watched that expose where they talked about it. But they mentioned it. They actually mentioned it, and the lady was standing in front of the Columbia County Sheriff's Office, and they actually mentioned the fact that it was 4 black children that had gone through this. They didn't try to hide it. They didn't try to cover it up.
Right. Meanwhile, the other ones,
Meanwhile,
the other ones were like, well, it's just 9 children total.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So many outlets. There were so many outlets, and I bet you there are more. I bet you there are more outlets out there that are like, oh no, this.
It's just child abuse, and let's go on to the next story.
Yeah, nothing to see here.
Right.
Nothing to really pay attention to here.
Right.
But there is, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to diminish the fact that this was a racially motivated case of abuse.
Yes.
That's exactly what the problem is. And they don't want to do that because they don't want to charge up us.
Not even right.
Yeah, they don't.
But then also, this is why I feel it's happening. There's a lot. There's more cases of this.
It's like being paved over.
It's going to spark an investigation. Maybe not. I wish they do investigate more. But that's what I'm saying. I think this is happening more often because they're just like, oh, just this report, and everybody else is doing this right now. If this is going on in other homes right now, they're probably like, shit.
Right.
Those people got caught. We have to be careful,
Well, I'm going to tell you what. I mean, maybe they don't, because there's so much funding being cut from different programs. It's going to be hard to keep track of all the kids in the system. I mean, watch. It's about to get fucked up. And these people are, now we got these motherfuckers building their own communities, their own cities and towns What the fuck's
And
that?
then they're going to adopt these kids
Well,
and then use them to work?
They're probably not going to adopt the kids. They're probably going to get prison convict labor.
But I truly feel for the kids, this is the way they're going to go about things. I mean, this is just one case. Or like you said, there was one.
There was one in West Virginia.
There was another one a few years ago. I didn't realize that, but I don't think this is going to be the first time we hear about this.
No, well, the thing about it, I think we'll hear more and more about it. But the problem that I'm starting to see, or the pattern that I'm starting to see, is that anything that involves black people, or hardships or things that have happened to black people, like out in California, up in New York that one time, people they've been down in South Carolina. They found black men just hanging. Hanging from trees, and every single police outlet is just like, "Oh, it's that there's no foul play."
Are they saying suicide?
Yeah,
is that what they're
that's
speculating?
exactly it. People are saying suicide. So I saw a meme of a brother. He was a truck driver. He said, "Listen, what you need to do is you need to do this. Any place that you ride through before," he said, "go live or either tape yourself saying, I'm in good mental state. I'm not suicidal. Blah 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 blah. So on and so forth. I'm in good spirits. So
That's good.
And send that to people,
Right?
So that if something does happen to you, the police there will be evidence of you saying on that I'm not suicidal. I'm not doing this. Da 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 da. So if anything happens to me, that's unfortunately
right.
That's where we are.
But
now.
what they're going to turn around and be like, yeah, no, that's
inadmissible, some bullshit.
Yeah, or well, who knows? That person was probably feeling good, and then a few seconds later, they were feeling some other type of way.
But they're still
they're
going
always. What I'm saying is, they're always going to try to find a way.
Absolutely, they're still going to try to wriggle their way out of whatever kind of accountability for lack of a better for white America and the harm that they inflict on Black America. You know what I'm saying? Or minority America. Let's just put it like that.
Right.
Because, they love nothing more than to fuck with black people, but they'll fuck with anybody. You know what I'm saying? They'll fuck with absolutely anyone. They will fuck with, they'll fuck with Spanish people. They'll fuck with Asian people. Anybody who don't look like them, anybody who doesn't represents their values or worship their white Jesus, anybody like that, you got to go. And they don't care what happens to you. And a lot of people lose their humanity. People just lose. A lot of these people. They have lost their actual humanity.
These people were going to church.
Yeah, well, they. I don't know if they were going to church.
Well, wasn't that their church? It was somebody from their church.
They went to a camp, but it was a church camp. So they may have gone to church. They may be going to church, but maybe not.
But that to me. If they were going to church, right? So you're going to church and you're doing this?
Yeah, what kind of fucking devilish motherfucker are you?
What church?
Well, they were
the Church of Demons?
No, it was the Church of Jesus Christ and Latter-day Saints, the Mormons, that actually said something. But there was that one person. Just that one.
It doesn't mean the whole church was
exactly
it's
like,
one person that cared enough to say something.
If that one person is obligated to say something.
Oh, that's the person that was obligated.
That's the person. The person who said something is obligated to say something. I got to figure out the name of that.
Okay.
Of the person who of the position or what position they got appointed to that makes them have to.
Yeah, I see this and this doesn't look right. I have to say something, but regardless, that's how it should be.
The scary part is if that person wasn't there, this would still be going on. Those people would have never been caught. This would still be happening to these children.
And I wonder, did they leave Arizona because they were trying to be found? Somebody noticed anything? Regardless, whatever it is.
No, I'm
going back to who's the fucking person.
I think they came to Florida. I think and this is of course, fucking rhetoric. Right. I think they came to Florida because they figured if they weren't around their normal people or people who knew them or in their particular community, that nobody would question the fact that there's
something's going on.
Yeah, because nobody knows them.
Because they just moved here from Arizona.
Just moved here.
And that's what I was thinking. In Arizona, did something happen?
Yeah, motherfuckers know you. People,
right.
God damn it, you got a lot of fucking black children over there all
and
of a
not
sudden.
only, I'm sure these kids, they're not going to show their picture, but at some point, if they're out in public, you can tell when something's wrong with a child.
Yeah.
You can tell.
Yeah. I mean,
you can tell if a child's
for real. I mean,
to the abuse that
this is just
they
me.
endured.
If we out in public, I'm shouting some shit out. I'm telling on your motherfucking ass.
Oh
right
yeah,
now.
as soon as we're in public.
As soon as we're in public, I'm telling on your motherfucking ass.
But I mean, we can say that, but
Oh no. I've told on motherfuckers.
No, I've told on motherfuckers, but when you tell on people, I hate to say it, adults will let you down. They don't believe you as a child.
I will say that a lot of
and
times
I'm
they
speaking
don't believe,
from a person who's been through it.
They won't believe.
They don't believe
what you say. Even people the closest people
yes,
to you.
And in that, this is why it touched me, and this is why I was upset, because I'm thinking, even if those kids were to say something,
who would have believed them?
Right.
You know, especially being
and
young black children.
That's not fair.
I mean, it's not fair to those kids. And not for nothing, they're going to put their credibility through the floor, A, because they're black children, B, because they're uneducated black children.
Yes, because they don't know how to read.
Yeah, nothing.
I mean, the girl said that she hasn't been to school in years.
In years. They didn't know their fucking birthdays.
They don't know.
That's crazy business. How did this fucking happen?
The system. That's how it happened. Everybody let them down.
Yeah, the whole entire system let these people.
Yeah,
that's the thing. The entire system let these people down. The agency, the adoption agency. I mean, their vetting system or their screening system is piss fucking poor.
Oh yes.
You know what I'm saying? Piss poor. And these people, I mean, I don't know if they could be found like negligent for something like this, but something, in my opinion, motherfucker, you knew something.
Yeah, you have to.
You had to have known something.
You should be responsible.
You should be responsible for something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You had to have known. These people have been back to your ass 4 times. 5 times or whatever. I mean,
because I don't think you could just walk out with 4 kids, right, in one visit.
Adoption is a fucking lengthy process. Even adoption from foster care.
I hate to say it, but when I look at them, I'm looking at the mugshot, and it's like, how did you give them these kids? You know, how did they pull that off?
Yeah, because I mean, looking at these mugshots. These are not superior genes. These are not superior people.
But they can also, I mean, people will fool you. They'll walk in there with a suit, and she probably did her hair. Who knows? You know, people know how to get away with things. If they were on a mission to adopt kids, they're gonna dress up nice.
They're gonna figure it out.
Yeah, they're gonna go in there.
But you know what? You know what's fucking diabolical? Mm-hmm. They thought about doing this.
Not once.
5 times.
Right.
They thought about it.
Well, 4. Right?
No, there was 5, but the other one, like I said, the other one was in Arizona.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting the 10th one. Yes.
There was 5 children. Five children.
Right.
So, I mean, to me, that's just. I mean, that's somebody needs to be responsible for that. Somebody other than these people right here, because they had to have been turned over to these people by people who really didn't care. Who didn't care or didn't vet these people properly, or you know, whatever it is. But like you said, some of these people will fucking smile in your face and then be bullshit behind your fucking back.
It's that, or the agency just doesn't care, or they're in on it.
I'm more inclined to believe that motherfuckers are in on shit like this. I'm more inclined to believe that people take these kids and because they make profit. It's money.
Everything's about money.
Everything is about money. Everything.
It all comes down to money.
That's so unfortunate that our society has turned into just this grubby ass, money hungry. It doesn't matter about my fucking morals. I don't give a fuck.
Human trafficking.
Yeah, man.
Money.
Listen, all of that shit. This is borderline that. You know, this is, borderline, because really they took them across state lines. I mean, it's just, what the fuck is happening in America is the real question. What in the fuck is going on in America?
They have figured out how to do modern day.
Well, they figure out all kinds of stuff.
Well, they figure. I mean, I hate to say it, but this is how I thought as soon as I read that, and I never want to be like immediately race, but I thought, well, I mean, you knew what you were doing. One,
Right.
You guys are adults, for adults, actually.
It was
So I don't
for
want to
adults.
hear that shit. That, oh, I didn't know and my parents put me up to it. No, you knew at some point you
Yeah.
could have called the police on your
Yeah.
own parents, but you didn't.
Yeah,
so
you-
I
you
don't feel sorry
participated.
for
You
the
participated.
two young adults. I don't feel sorry for them.
Yeah, at all.
I don't feel sorry for any of the adults. But then they knew what they were doing. And
Yeah.
then who knows if they have
planned it.
friends.
Oh, yeah. There's other. Listen, yes, I was going to say that too. If they do this, these people obviously have friends. I wonder if their friends are into the same shit.
The reason I'm quiet is because I'm thinking about that and now that is pissing me off. Because
And on
I
that
just
note, I'm going to take a quick, fast break. This is the Deron Harris Podcast. I'll be right back.
The podcast playground.
Hey, y'all, we're back. Talking about this bullshit. It's just, I don't know, babe. I think there were some people that are calling for for them to be held accountable, but I really think that this, like everything else, is going to get pushed away and swept underneath the fucking rug, and it's just going to kind of go, because like I said, there's a lot of people they're not even disclosing the fact that these children, I mean, most of the news outlets that I've
Yeah.
they're not even disclosing the fact.
Well,
that
that's on purpose
Yeah.
because you know how the media works
they wanna
lately.
bury it.
Right. But I think they should be held accountable. I actually think they will be held accountable. They are on bond right now. They have a bond.
Well, I definitely hope so. Well, yeah, it's
I
$500,000 each.
And by looking at the way they were living,
I don't think they got it.
right.
I think they might be chilling for a
Right.
minute, which is
But you
good.
said they. So who makes when you adopt a child? Where's the money? I don't know the transaction on that.
I'm not really sure how that really works. I know that the people adopting the child generally have to pay cash.
Okay. Oh, so they had to come up with the money.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they had to come up with money.
Right.
They definitely had to come up with it. I mean, to do something, because it takes there's a lot to it. There's a lot to an adoption process, and it's costly. You know, it's not a cheap thing, but people do it because they can't have kids.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
they
I
do
mean,
it
I know
for-
the reasons.
You know, there are great reasons to adopt children, but this
But
right
this
here,
right here is the reason, though. This right here is the reason when you go adopt, there's got to be a checklist. You have to go through a checklist, and if you don't meet these criteria, you should not be adopting. One is they should be checking how these people are living. Did they check that?
Well, I mean, maybe they had a nice place. I mean, because people can have a nice place and still be fucking douchebags.
But I understand that. But the place here in Florida doesn't look so nice.
It was just a trailer, babe. I mean, that's in a lot, and unfortunately, a lot of people here in Florida, especially in this county, people live in trailers.
Okay.
You know, some trailers are nicer than others, and it is
There's
what it is.
They have swings on the land. It just the land itself just not.
It didn't look like. I'll say it like this: it didn't look kept up.
It looked trashy.
Yeah, it didn't really.
It just looked really trashy.
Now I've seen worse. You know what I mean? I've seen a lot worse, but
Yeah.
it didn't look like, it was, like a priority for the yard
Right.
and the house to kind of be. I mean, I don't know. They was making the black kids work. The inside they didn't show the inside. They probably missed it. I mean, they didn't show the inside of the house, so I don't.
Well, no,
really
if
know.
you're talking about cages and plywood, it's just how were you living the big
they let them out in order to work,
right?
and then they put them back.
And then you gotta come back inside, and you're not gonna. And then you're not gonna eat. Well, one of the boys did report that if he was thirsty, if he had to go to the bathroom, he would have to
Right.
wait until the next
day.
day.
If he had to go to the bathroom at night, he had to wait till the next day. And some people, I mean, I don't know, man, you can't wait.
No,
Some people can't. I mean, come on, man.
I mean, and the health issues that come behind that from waiting.
Absolutely.
Now you're waiting.
I mean, it's just
In
shitty.
general,
It's a shitty way to treat another human being, and these people had zero regard for that. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I hate to say it, but I absolutely 100% believe that this same scenario is playing out in other places.
And I
all
wish
across this country.
And I wish that can tap into my. I always wanted to be a private investigator, right? Or investigator.
Yeah.
I wish that I wish I would have done that, because right now this is something. I don't want this story to just stop and drop, because the agency is not going to be held accountable. But if this story keeps getting pushed and more people can talk about it, or just say something like everybody said, they need to be held accountable. But who's they? Who are we really trying to say they? It's a lot of people in this.
You're exactly right. They need to be like, and everybody who was involved, every person who was involved in letting these children down.
Right.
I don't care what. I don't care what.
It's not the four. It's just not the four. It's beyond that.
It's just not exactly, babe. It's not just these 4 children. Mm-hmm. It's all of these children that are slipping through the cracks, because this happens. I mean, I'm not saying that it's not necessarily this particular scenario, but it does happen where kids get adopted from or they're in foster care, and their foster parents treat them like fucking garbage too.
It happens. I've read stories like that.
Yeah.
I mean, and they're,
in my opinion,
they're different kind of kids.
That's where DCF needs to be held accountable. That's where, I mean, because the social worker you're not checking hard enough. You know what I'm saying? You ain't doing it.
Well, they made their money.
Well, I mean, a lot of these people treat it like a fucking job.
But I'm saying the agency made their money, right?
Well, I mean,
on there's the transaction. We give you this kid. Here, you take this kid, right? And you give us some money,
right?
And goodbye.
Right.
And we're never going to check up on this kid anymore.
Well, DCF, they have, especially in foster care, they have to come in by and they have to check up. And I'm not sure how often it is, but I know they have to check up on the welfare of the child. I know that. But the adoption agency, like a regular adoption agency, once you motherfuckers is out the fucking door, you motherfuckers is out the door.
And then they also told the kids, lie.
Yeah, they told them to lie about
Don't say what's going on
in the house. Like I said, though, babe, I'm telling. If you locking me down underneath some fucking bunk bed, you can best believe the next time I'm in fucking public, I'm not going with you. I'm gonna stay right here.
Okay,
I'm gonna stay my ass right here in public.
I'm gonna be like I'm one of the kids. I tell an adult. Now this adult goes and, because some adults are stupid like this, they'll go back. So you're one of the parents, and the kid just told an adult, "Hey, they're doing this and this to me." And this has happened where the adult goes to the parent and be like, "Hey, the kid said that you're doing this and that." They go right back to the parent. And, of course, what's the parent going to say? They're lying.
No, they're not. And see, that's the thing. That's the same shit that happened to fucking one of Jeffrey Dahmer's victims. That motherfucker escaped, went to the police down the street.
Yes.
And they took his ass back. They took him, whatever, and took his ass back. And he ended up getting killed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And those, I mean, see...
And then another scenario why the kids don't say anything, babe, they're truly scared. They are truly scared because where they're going to go.
Yeah, where they're going to go. B, these people are mean.
Yeah, and they're
afraid.
What I'm saying?
And they're afraid. They're afraid of these people.
I mean, you're getting plywood pressed down in your chest and your back.
Yeah, you have splinters, and I mean, I just couldn't imagine.
No.
I couldn't imagine laying underneath the bottom bunk of a bunk bed and having a piece of plywood screwed in place so that I could not get up out of it.
I think that they should do the same to Miss Ma'am.
Well, that's not going to happen. But I will tell you what's going to happen to Miss Ma'am, because I don't know if it's like that in women's prison.
It is.
No. Oh. I don't know if it's like, in men's prison, they have the Aryan Nation. We'll protect you, brother. But I think in women's prison, I think she's going to get her motherfucking clock clean.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Her and her daughter. Mm-hmm. I think they're going to get their motherfucking clock clean. But I think the father and the son, they'll be all right, because I think they'll get protected because of their stance. You know what I'm saying?
But not that, but also don't let the black man find out that he abused
you'll get caught
some
someplace.
kids.
You'll get caught someplace.
Right.
You know, you'll get caught someplace, and you right here. Oh, and don't get it twisted, babe. They right down
I know.
the street.
I was just thinking about
They're
that.
right down the
I like
street.
they are down the street.
They're right down the street.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Right here in this little, in the county jail right here for right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that's, I don't know, man.
It's sad for the children.
It is. It
for
is
all of them.
At the end of the day, it is very sad for every child that is out there suffering in this way. And I think that, and I think that it's very unfortunate now that our law enforcement is more focused on deporting innocent people than really kind of getting to the bottom of domestic issues like this, because this has nothing to do with I mean, because not for nothing, if you want to deport some motherfuckers, these motherfuckers right here should be deported.
They're the criminals.
They're the criminals. And that's they demonize so many other races of people, but they rarely turn the mirror around on their own people and say, listen, that right there is wrong. Right. Instead, what they do is they coddle them. They try and get them, you know, help, or they simply just say, this doesn't look like foul play. This looks like suicide. You know, it's unfortunate that it doesn't matter, and it goes back to two podcasts that I did, which was, when do we get to say that we're afraid and have people believe us?
Right.
You know, when do I get to say I'm afraid for my life and have people take me seriously? You know what I'm saying? And also, and same thing with these kids. And also, it's another podcast that I did. You know, should these families be adopting black children? Now, I'm all for children getting love from, I don't care who it is, black, white, yellow, green. I don't care.
Say no.
As long as you give these kids love. But I think that if you are a white family and you are trying to adopt a black children, there are some criteria, and vice versa. If you're a black family trying to adopt a white child, there are some specific criteria that you need to go through. There's some specific questions. There's some specific conditioning that you need to go through, because you do not understand the dynamics of what it is to walk around in that person's skin. I don't care how much you love this person. You don't understand the dynamic of a black child walking around still being harassed and bullied by white children, and then have to turn around and go home to a white mother and father
that is abusing them.
That's abusing them. I mean, maybe, and then
not even if you're not being abused, but do you understand? I mean, we're gonna say this. Do you even down to your hair?
Very rarely.
Do you know how
because
to?
I'm going to tell you, a lot of these people, they adopt these children. They adopt these children as like status symbols.
Yes.
You know, or they have a savior complex, or you know, like they play this white savior role where I'm gonna save these poor children.
And that's why I'm saying no to that. But I don't want to see more of that.
I mean, I get it, but at the same time, I am in favor of children receiving love in a warm household.
But it's got to be authentic.
It's got to be authentic.
You're not going to adopt this child just so that you can walk around the neighborhood, or like you said, oh, I'm a savior and I did this.
Look at my black child. Look at her hair. I've learned how
but you don't know how to do her hair.
Well, they learn. I mean, some people learn.
Some people don't, though.
But some people don't.
I know. I mean, some people don't do it.
Some people just look at these, like I said, some people just look at these kids like status symbols. They're just another little trinket.
Or to use them like this family did.
Well,
and that's not fair. It's just not fair. It has to stop. And, I mean, shame on the enforcement.
Definitely.
Because if you're not going to continue to even, and I'm talking about this happened in Arizona, you need to contact Arizona police right now, and you need to
back
go
in Arizona.
Yes, so
the ball was dropped.
They need to go over there and figure out who to talk to.
Well, it's going to be DCF, and it's also going to be the adoption agency. It's going to be, hey, what are your criteria? And that's the thing. It needs to be very more stringent. I mean, it definitely.
It's apparent this one was easy.
You know, and also not for nothing, it needs to be a vetting process, a psychological vetting process. Not just, we really want to have we need a child, we want to have a child, because people get caught up into that. And what ends up happening, so in certain cases like we just witnessed, is shit like this.
And we don't know how long these kids have been. I'm talking about the adopted kids. We don't know how long they've been with this family.
Right. It's probably. They talking like it's been a while. The girl says she ain't been to school in years.
That's crazy. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. So years at least.
Now they have to go through this all over again.
Oh,
back in the system, wait for a family and hope that this family is cool. And how about this agency? And if this agency didn't give a fuck like they didn't to begin with?
And the camaraderie that these four black children have formed with each other, now they're going to be split up themselves.
Right.
So they're going to be, and I hate to say it, some they may possibly end up alone again by themselves with nobody around them. They left Arizona, now they're in fucking Florida, and they don't know what the fuck's happening.
They don't know. Yeah.
I don't even know my fucking birthday.
That's unfortunate.
That's fucking bullshit is what it is.
It's sad.
And these people, I'm gonna tell you what, I don't wish death on anyone, but I'm gonna tell you, these people right here, they need to be beat within an inch of their life every day and then healed. We're gonna take you to the infirmary. We're gonna patch you up real good. We're gonna feed you, get you some fluids, some IV. Are you hungry? We're going to feed you too. And then tomorrow, we're going to bust your fucking ass again.
That's what I was saying. Especially her. I want them to do her like she did that boy.
Well,
over and over. But like you said, hey, I can be like, oh, let the law, take it from here and let them go to jail and serve time. But like you said, it's probability that they may not. It's possibly they may not ever. And if they do time, it may be be a lesser.
Felonies are well, I don't know now. We got a fucking 34-time felon in the fucking White House. So felonies are just fucking whatever the fuck now. It's just.
I do know that somebody that rapes a rapist, he'll have a lesser term than somebody who was caught with a little dime bag.
Oh yeah, if I'm black and caught with a dime bag, they trying to put me in jail.
You're doing
for 20
years.
They trying to put me in jail.
If homie,
he gonna get
raped a woman.
Yeah, he's gonna get a year and a half.
If these people abuse these kids, they're gonna get just a few years, they're back.
And see, that's the problem with now. If it was a little blonde child that this was happening to, these people would be under the jail for years. They would throw the book at these fucking people.
Oh, you're saying if it was switched?
No. I'm just saying if this same family had done this to white children, they would have threw the book at this family. But if it was a black family that did this to white children, not only they would have threw the book at these motherfuckers, put them under the jail, dug them the fuck up, threw the book at their ass again, put them back under the jail.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? They would have tried to get these people. I think
it would even be worse.
Life sentences. They trying to give motherfuckers life sentences and shit like that.
It would be worse.
It would be a lot worse. So, well, folks, what do you think, man? Should there be more criteria or a more stringent process in adopting children in the United States? What do you think? Let me know via my DM, or you can email me something, I don't know. But I do want to say thanks, babe, for being on the show today.
You're welcome. It's thank you for letting me talk about this, but I don't like this topic at all. I'm not a fan of it. It just I understand. It's a trigger for me.
I understand.
But in that, I'm glad you said it, because
this is the way you get it out.
Well, yeah. Well, kind of, sort of. But now. It's people will know. If nobody even knew about the story, well, now you know.
Right.
And then it's just, what do we do from here?
Right.
Because we can do something about it. We can press the issue more and push it and start holding these adoption agency accountable. And
accountable.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it goes down to, like I said, even the law enforcement as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody let these kids down.
Everybody let these kids down, and everybody who did let these kids down, I think that they all need to be held accountable. That is going to do it for this episode of the Deron Harris Podcast, everybody. I want to thank my parents for giving me the mouthpiece. I've already thanked my wife for being on the show today. Thanks, baby. Again, I do appreciate it. I want to thank my parents for giving me the mouthpiece. I want to thank my producer and best friend, Jesse Gandel, for being a lights-out producer every single week. Thank you very much, man. I couldn't do the show without you. I want to thank Gentry Thomas for the platform. And last but not least, and most definitely first, I want to thank everybody out there listening to my voice right now. I do so very much appreciate you guys tuning in every week. And I see you guys. You know, I mean, I really do see everybody out there listening. I do appreciate it. And until next week, man, keep your eyes open, man. Keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open. If you see anything, you see some kids, it don't look right to y'all, man, don't be afraid to say some shit. You know, don't be afraid to say, hey, man, that's wrong. Don't be afraid to stand up. Don't stand on the fucking sidelines. That's one thing I see so much of. I saw a video, then I'll wrap up. I saw a video. It was some woman being beat up by some dudes and some people. Oh, no. It was a dude trying to snatch a bunch of fucking purses from a security guard in a store. Like a bunch of, it was just people just standing there. One person obviously was filming, but then it was like 10 other people just standing there watching this dude snatch this female security guard try to snatch the purses out this lady's hands. And it's just, nobody does anything. Everybody's just fucking in their own little fucking world. Nobody fucking helps anybody. Nobody gives a shit about the human condition. And I, for one, am going to turn over a new leaf, and I'm going to start giving more of a fuck about the human condition. So until next week, folks, like I said, keep your eyes open. Don't let nothing happen to you. And I'll see you next week. All right? Peace.
You've been listening to the Deron Harris Podcast. Subscribe to the show, give a good rating, and everything you need to know is at DeronHarris.com.